You know how fast you were going?
What? How fast you were going?
I don't know. 10?
8.
Be advised, this is an explicit podcast, so if you're easily offended, get your panties twisted into a knot, turn this off before you get butthurt and mad, start to cry, have to run to your safe space. All opinions are those of the host and his guest and do not reflect the opinions of any government agency. Welcome to MOTORCOP Chronicles podcast. We host, as always, the ICEMAN in the MCC studios, the clubhouse, and going back to an episode here, I'm by myself, no guest, nothing like that. We're just gonna tell some stories from this past week, which is a pretty full week, come for story wise anyway, more than the usual week. Most of them are all funny. I don't think I stay away from the sad, so I don't believe I have any sad one. But we're gonna do our best to make sure our episode comes out next Monday. Bam is leaving to go out of town for a wedding. I'm not going, but she's the one that, of course, edits and downloads everything, which I do not know how to do. I do inform her that my job is more important since I am the talent, but she tends to disagree with me on that all the time. So, let me get into this little first story here. It's happened on the 9th of this month. Me and the tot have been out working, of course, writing tickets. 2 separate times, I pulled over 2 separate people. So I'm feeling generous on this day. The first one I pulled over, I said, I don't remember how fast we was going, but this particular location we were working at is a 45-mile-an-hour zone, and at one point when we were out there, we wasn't even stopping them until they were hitting 70 and over, which is way over my 11-mile-an-hour limit, but there was just so many speeders. We just gave them that much. So I pull this person over, I get their information, and I was actually going to give them, they were doing under 70, but I was actually I had all intentions of giving them a warning, which is, that 0.1% for me. The person was going to get a warning. I want to walk up and advise him, tell him why I pulled him over. The first thing out of this gentleman's mouth is arguments. You sit here and argue, that wasn't me, this, that. Man, I shot you with a fucking laser. Had the beam on you. I know for 100% is you, but he's sitting there arguing. And I said, sir, if you would just shut your mouth for a minute, let me try to explain myself to you, we might be able to figure what's going on here. And he went arguing again. I said, well, since you just refuse to shut up, won't even let me try to explain anything to you. I said, go ahead and give me your insurance and registration, because I had only asked for his driver's license. And I did inform him. I was like, I was going to give you a warning, but since you obviously want this ticket because you like to argue so much, you can take this ticket I'm getting ready to give you, and you can come to court and argue with me there, because we're not going to do it on the side of the road. So he won him a traffic prize, a driving prize, when he was going to get a slow down, sir, have a good day. Talked his way right into the fucking ticket. A couple stops later, pulled over a woman. I was going to give her a warning. And what did she do? Yep. First thing out of her fucking mouth, arguing. I clocked her passing 3 vehicles. And she's going to say that tell me it wasn't her I got speeding when I used the LiDAR. I tried to explain to her, but guess what? Nope. She'd rather hear herself talk than try to listen to reason. Because for some reason, some people think that if they talk louder than me or try to talk over me, that by some miracle of the Jedi God somewheres, that I'm just going to oh, you're right. I'm sorry. You are the wrong car. No, it's not going to work. All you can do is talk your way into a hole, which I didn't tell her she was going to get a break-in and got a ticket. At this point, I'm like, fuck it. I just said, all right. Went back, wrote her ticket. And have a good day. Here's your driving prize. If you want to argue about it, come see me in court. I'm not scared. Because for some reason, I think I've discussed it before, some people think that when they say, well, I'm going to come to court and I'm going to bring my lawyer. Okay. See you there. I mean, what? The word lawyer, to me anyway, and I think most law enforcement or cops, is not like on The Lion King when somebody says Mufasa and everybody, like the hyenas, back down and go, ooh, start shaking and stuff. It don't work like that. Bring your lawyer. I hope you do. Because you're going to pay a lawyer a minimum of $500 to come to court to fight a $185 or $200 traffic ticket. So then you have to take 2 days off work because you're going to do arraignment the first day and you got to come back for your trial on a separate day. So you're going to take 2 days off work, $500 for a lawyer. And what he's going to do is most likely he's going to go talk to the ADA, talk him into changing it to a non-moving violation, come back to you, make you think that he just saved you a world of, he just did a great job for you because it's not going to go on your driving record now. And you're still going to have to pay the fine, but it's not going to go on your record. I did a great job for you. Give me my $500. Now go pay you $200. And it's 2 days of work. Guess what? You think you did something. I still fucking won. Even by the sheer fact, which has only happened twice in 26 plus years, that we actually go to trial and you beat me. So, still cost you 2 days off of work. Still have to pay the lawyer. I get paid to go to court, or I'm on duty, so I'm getting paid either way. I didn't have to miss any work. So it still cost you $500 plus, however much you lose in lost wages, to fight this maybe $200 ticket. I win anyway. So that's that one. These two motherfuckers talked themselves into a ticket. The first one I let know he was getting away, but the second one, no. But yeah, just be polite, be nice. I walk up to the car, I'm polite, I'm nice. I treat people how they treat me. Then they wanted to act like stupid asses, so I gave them a stupid ass prize. So that was that one. Now a little while later, this wasn't even my stop. I'm standing by the road with the LiDAR, clocking, checking vehicle speed. The Todd had pulled over this guy in this black piece of shit truck. And now you understand that the Tot does not write window tint tickets and shit like that. He don't have a tint meter. I have a tint meter. And I'm sitting over there. I could hear the guy, arguing stuff back and forth. Tot, he was doing this a while too. He was just answering the guy. Well, the Tot, I hear him call me, and I look over. He says, "You got your tint meter?" Well, I was like a dog in a field and hear something, and my ears like popped up and turned and everything else. Because I'm like, ooh, this dude must be being the super prick from hell because the Tot don't fuck with tint. Well, I looked at him and said, well, yes, I do. We had pulled a dude over, first of all, from doing 74 in a 45. I'm like, yes, I do. So I got it. I walked over and the dude, and I looked at him, and he's still bitching, blah, blah. It wasn't me. Y'all, why ain't y'all out there fighting real crime? Y'all just fucking with the working man, blah, 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 blah. Shit we ain't ever heard 100 motherfucking time. I looked at the guy, so I need you to roll your window down about halfway and stop for me. It don't roll down. Okay. which is considered unsafe, and you can't even pass inspection in the state of Louisiana if your fucking windows don't roll down. So I said, there's got to be some window that rolls down in this truck. I said, the passenger roll down? Yeah. So I said, all right, I'll walk over there. I said, roll it halfway down. Well, I pulled the meter out, and of course it has 2 test strips, which if anybody listening don't know, it's a strip that's tinted glass. It tells you the percentage on it, and you put it into the machine, and if the test strip says 50 and the machine says 50, it's working properly. Plus it's got one that says 30. Well, when I do this, I always show, I'm like, this is the tint meter. Here's a test strip. You can see it says 30 on it. I slide it inside of it. The machine reads 30. It's like just showing you that it is working properly. So if they want to go to court with that or whatever, they have to lie, because I showed them with their own 2 eyes that the machine's working properly. Well, I go to do this. I'm like, see, I don't give a shit. All right. So I slide it on the glass, tint meter. Shows up 4%. I holler over to Todd, who's writing tickets. I said, it's 4%. Well, Dickweed looks at me and says, that's not 4%. I paid for 5% tint, and I got the receipt for it. Okay, I looked at him. I said, that's great. I said, why don't you bring that to court with you when you come fight that ticket? Because Dickweed is too stupid to realize that the legal tint on the passenger and driver's side windows of a vehicle in the state of Louisiana is 40%, which means 40% of the light can go through. So if you want to bring your little receipt saying you paid for 5% tint to court with you, please do. Please help me make my fucking case even better. And like I said, this dude was just, he was just fucking, he was bitching and hollering the whole entire fucking time. I did. I told Tyson I'm talking about him on the podcast. Calling this motherfucker was the prick from hell. Just a total fucking just moron. I don't know if fucking something crawled up in his ass and died or what, but this dude, so he ended up, he's lucky he got the Todd, because Todd only wrote him 3 tickets when he could have, well, actually he was going fast enough we could have arrested him if we wanted. But Todd only wrote him 3 tickets. I would have wrote him 4. Because I'm going to, you can act like that. I'm just going to give you every motherfucking thing I possibly can find on you at that point. And if he would have acted properly, the Todd would have just wrote him 1 ticket. Now he's walking away with 3. Just because he's a prick. Well, that was the asshole of the week for this fucking episode for sure. And this man's name's the prick from hell. Just for getting pulled over for getting a speeding ticket. Around there fucking with the working man. Or people don't realize more real criminals are fucking caught because of traffic stops and arrested. Fucking, I believe, if I'm not wrong, I think Ted Bundy was finally apprehended over a parking ticket. Traffic cops, everybody wants to bitch about them. I hear some other podcasts I listen to, some of the people have on, not coast, but like guest they was like, these detectives and stuff like, yeah, it's a traffic cop, yeah. Well, whatever. I've been doing this, like I said, been a cop for 27 years, my reserve time and everything. I had the opportunity to get a detective several times. I was asked. Never wanted to. That's why they got different divisions and different departments. So when I do hear some of these detectives or whatever, blow smoke about traffic cops, I'm like, yeah, fuck them. Come do what I do. Come fucking get on a motorcycle as much as I do in the fucking hot and rain and cold and everything. Yeah, you're not going to do it. Keep your little tie on. You're not going to do what I do, so. That was at Mr. Prick from Hell. But I'll give you an update on this that happened Friday. Just this past Friday. Me and Top sitting under one of our favorite locations, a tree. We wasn't even really running radar. It was Friday the 13th. We kind of looked at each other. Yeah, it's just not doing enough for getting no shit today. So we were just chilling, still slowing people down. Not writing no tickets, though. Well, I think I was reading some news article on my phone or something. And I heard the vehicle pull up, and I looked. Who is it? The prick from hell. He done pulled, the scene's pulled over, which I was surprised. Which Todd was surprised, too. He was actually looking like he was going to maybe have to shoot this motherfucker or something. Didn't know what the hell he was doing. Well, the guy pulls up, and he goes and starts apologizing to us. Todd's like, that's fine. He's like, I didn't lose no sleep over you. He goes, well, I just want to apologize. He said, then when I got home, I realized, with the speed I was going, y'all could have actually arrested me. And well, he did his little apology, like, all right, thank you, blah, blah, blah. And he leaves. And Todd was like, well, man, you come and apologize. I said, you didn't catch the line where he said when he got home, he realized that we could have arrested him for that. I said he went home and started researching law shit because he was going to try to fight it in court when he realized, like, oh, shit, these motherfuckers were way nicer to me than what I thought they were. And, got his sense about him and didn't want to come fight us in court. I said, now he's coming to apologize because he's probably trying to get some leniency on this shit. So, but hey, if he was sincere, good for him. If he had acted like a decent person in the first place, he wouldn't have to apologize, period. You wouldn't have to. Wouldn't have to. Alrighty. A little brain slip there. Forgot where I was at. Oh, that guy, I almost forgot to. I hate going back, but the Mr. Prick from hell, he looked at the tot when he, went on his little spiel about signing the ticket. Looked down and says, well, what happens if I don't sign it? Well, you go to jail. That's what the tot told him. He said, well, you're going to go to jail. That's your own option. You sign it or go to jail. Well, when I heard him say, well, if I don't sign it, well, my head whipped around. I was like, ooh. Maybe I'm going to get to use my chemical spray on him, or Todd's going to tase him. Because if we do have to bring him to jail, you can tell he's not going to go peacefully. Well, he ended up signing it, of course. He didn't go to jail, but I just wanted to throw that back in there because I almost forgot. But yeah, he was one of those that, he's going to come apologize next day. He's just going to apologize. He thinks he's going to get some leniency on it. So, good for him. I bet his ass slows down now. Big time. All right, this was the next day, I believe. Yeah, it was on Tuesday. That was Monday. All that other stuff happened. On Tuesday, we just been drinking some coffee, doing something. We just finished doing something, I don't remember. But we hit the radio keys up. Dispatch calls a UP guy, uniform patrol guy, gives him a call saying this civilian has caught a 4 to 5 foot alligator on a River Road area, Levee, Mississippi River and stuff like that. And he's caught it, and now he needs help. So, me and Todd look at each other. We wasn't busy, and the cops are naturally curious, correct? So we drive over there. This civilian guy had lassoed this. He was about 4.5 feet. It's not a giant gator. Probably gonna kill you if he gets hold to you, but he's gonna tear you up and hurt you really bad. But he had lassoed the alligator, and the rope had gotten part around his head and one of his legs, so he had him good. Well, he pulled him out of the road. The reason he did lasso the gator was because the alligator was in the road and he didn't want it to get run over. So he was out there, being a good guy. But so now we have this alligator that's got a rope all wrapped around it and is extremely pissed off. It's hissing. It's doing a death throw. It's mad. So me and Todd and the UP guy, we're all just kind of looking at each other. It's like you gonna jump on his back? They're like, no, I ain't jumping on his back. And I actually contemplated it through my head a little bit, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get bit by a damn alligator. I ain't never gonna leave this shit down. So thank God our luck was looking good that day. This other guy stops, a civilian. He said, y'all need some help? We're like, I don't even know how to catch gator. He said, well, he's a commercial fisherman. He, crawfishes and all stuff in the swamp area for a living. We're like, sure. So he reached down. He got, he jumped on his back and held him. Well, the alligator still has the rope. He's biting the rope. So we got to get the rope out the alligator's mouth. We don't want to hurt the alligator. So nobody else did. So I went over there and did it. Finally, I'm going to tell you, my hand was pretty damn close to the alligator's mouth. And we got the rope out. We got the rope off of the alligator. And the fisherman guy held his mouth and head area. And I grabbed the other half of him. We brought him to the top of the levee. In this area, the other side was concreted. We just kind of put him on there and slid him on down there. He got down there. He was hissing and shit, pissed off. He wasn't moving around a whole lot. He wasn't hurt, but he had worn himself out. He was tired as a motherfucker. So that was that. I think I got a picture of the little alligator or something like that. We'll try to get all that posted also when we release more traffic. I want to tell. I meant to talk about this story last week. This little short one. I was talking to Hondo a couple weeks back when we were working escort stuff together, and we were talking about when he had got back from the military one time, and he was at another buddy's house, and he had too much to drink, and the other guy had a full size bloodhound. If y'all don't know that's a big dog. It's a 100 pound plus dog. Their bloodhounds are big. Not basset hounds, bloodhounds. Well, Hondo passed out on the friend's couch. Well, he did get awakened. Not like he would want to get woke up, or how I would want to be woke up. I couldn't imagine how anybody wanted to get woke up. The dog had got up on top of him, and he felt something on him. When he woke up, the dog had sat down like on Hondo's head, and the dog's nutsack was laying right in his face on top of his nose. So when he woke up, all he had was a big face full of dog nut in his face. So we still, when stories come up, we still pick on him about how this dog teabagged the shit out of him when he was plastered ass drunk. Moral of the story: don't get drunk when you pass out drunk when your friends have big ass fucking dogs in the house, because you may just get teabagged by a dog. He's lucky the dog wasn't horny and he woke up with that big son of a bitch humping him somehow or something with pink dog wiener on his ass. But we still pick on him about that. Of course, I think it's the story I told before about this is the same guy that was having sex with his girlfriend at the time, and he had a cat, and the cat decided to play speed bag with his testicles. Hondo has bad luck with house pets, obviously. He should make sure he locks the door, make sure the dogs and cats are not in the room. So yeah, that was on Tuesday with the alligator. The little alligator's all safe and sound. Hope he gets to grow up to be a big alligator, or he's going to be in somebody's sauce pecan pot, somebody's feet, or fried. Because alligator is delicious. Tastes good. I don't know if it's good for you, but it does taste good. I don't have alligator boots. I think I'd like alligator boots, but I'm a cop. I can't afford alligator boots. That shit's expensive as a motherfucker. All right, I'm going to take me a little short break, get dry mouth, and I will be right back.
Stand by.
We interrupt this program for an important announcement. Ladies and gentlemen.
Are you standing by? A very important message is coming. Are you still standing by?
We interrupt for this breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
There's a podcast that happens on Saturday night that you need to know about. All right, can I get out of serious mode? Let's go to goofy. Okay. Make sure to listen to Louisiana Saturday Night. Robert and April are your hosts, and they talk a lot about current events. And occasionally they'll have a guest and include them on the conversation. It's raw, it's blunt, and explicit. Well, if there is one thing I know, and that is I like dirty. Anyway, it's for anyone who wants to have fun and not take life so seriously. And God knows we need that these days. Robert and April on Louisiana Saturday Night. Check them out at louisianasaturdaynight.podbean.com.
All right, and back. A lot quicker for you than it is me, I'm sure. Y'all go check out Robert and April. Want some good laughs. They talk about everything from news stuff, political stuff, and all kind of stuff. I think you'll enjoy it. They do go live, I think about every other Saturday on Facebook. If you go follow them, you can watch them when they go live. So let me get on to this story. This little synopsis on this one before I start. A little cliff note. Everybody knows I've been doing this shit a long time. I've never, ever had this happen to me before in my life. And I told this guy that I was going to talk about him on my podcast. So let's get on with this story, my first ever story. And also, I know you're listening, Freebird, and listen up good, because you're going to be jealous of this one too. So, all right. I pull this guy over for doing 73 in a 60. Not bad. Only 13 over. Anyway, this guy, as soon as I light him up, this dude pulls, he pulls right over. Right the fuck over quickly and stops. You gotta understand, most people, I'll put the lights on them. They don't pull over right away in order to get on his shoulder, and they'll slow roll for a little bit. This dude went over, stopped. He did go to get out of the vehicle. I told him to stay in his vehicle, just from where we were at for safety purposes. I don't want him to have to take a chance getting run over. So I walk up, tell him why I pulled him over. He's like, okay. And I said, are you a cop or something? He's like, no. Why? I said, well, you pulled right over. I said, usually when cops pull over like that. He's like, no. I said, some kind of football coach or something. He had this jacket on with this high school football area team on it. It's like, no. They tell me he used to be. He retired. He was the announcer at the games or something like that. Which that's cool. So he's getting me his information and stuff. And I noticed on his back seat, he's got this big ass stack of CDs. I must have had 15 or 20 or more of them on his back seat, just stacked up. I looked down, I said, dude, you got, your car's only like 2 years old. Why you got all these CDs? You have Bluetooth in your vehicle. He looks at me and says, my daughter tell you to pull me over? I'm like, no. He said, are you sure? My daughter didn't tell, because what I'm taking is that his daughter fucks with him all the time about using CDs and just not Bluetoothing his shit to the radio in his car. And he said he had told me before that he retired as that, and he said he worked for the state of Louisiana, and he worked in the insurance commission area part of it. And I said, all right. He showed me his state ID. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, so it's your fault I pay so much for fucking insurance, huh? And he's like, oh, no. I don't work in that division. I said, I'm just messing with you. I'm just fucking with you. And then he's telling me he apologizes for speeding. I'm like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Everybody speeds. And I'm like, he's like, look, my girlfriend, she's got my head all fucked up. I said, what, she broke up with you? I mean, what the fuck is going on? He said, no, man. He said, she's been sending me these fucking pictures all day. He shows me this picture. And it's a picture of this female, a woman, and she's just it's a woman bent over with thongs on. I'm like, well, that's a nice looking ass. He said, yeah, she's been seeing this all day. Well, he shows me another picture, and you kind of see her looking over her shoulder. I was like, dude, I said, she looks like she's like 22 years old or something. He said 25. Where this makes the difference at this guy I'm talking to, he is 57 years old. His girlfriend's 25. Well, he shows me all his pictures she sent that day, and you know, I liked her tattoos, and she had nice breasts, and her lady parts down there were nice looking. I told him, oh, it's nice looking. So, you know, I seen all of his girlfriend in the nude. He's like, that's what reminds me. So she's been sending me this, you know, all day. And he said, he showed me the other one again. He said, they're just ass. It's just, you know, I said, hey, she got a nice ass. Yeah. I mean, you know, I said, dude, kind of talked to him I told him about the podcast. I said, let me tell you what. I said, I am going to let you go with a warning, because you're now known to me as the OG Pimp. And I'm not going to write the OG Pimp, the 57-year-old guy boning the 25-year-old girl, a ticket. So, if you do listen to it, OG, hey, send me an email or something. Let me know you did. I just told him, I said, hey, buddy, I said, go get it. Just go get it a little bit slower for me, all right, once you get there in one piece. So, yeah, that was the first time for me. But, hey, I actually reached in there and fist bumped this guy. Let him know that, yeah, he is the OG Pimp. And now from now on, that's his nickname, OG Pimp. So, like I said, get in touch with me if you want to. I gave you the email. And I'll put it at the end of the podcast again anyway. So, that was my first time in Freebird. Hey, I got a naked call when I didn't want on the call. Jealous? I know you are. Freebird. During the week, we're definitely going to put this picture up. I went and responded to a crash, which we thought it could have possibly been a fatality. Thank goodness the guy didn't die. They did have to call AirMed out to airlift him to the hospital. It was a single vehicle crash. Ran off the road for unknown reason, hit a culvert extremely hard. The car actually did caught on fire a little bit underneath it, but thank God they had some local people working at a plant area that saw it and ran out there with some fire extinguishers and put it out. If not, it'd been a whole different crash thing. This guy was pinned in and could not get out, and he would have burnt to death in this car. But somehow he had, like I said, front end was gone. He hit this culvert, dead center, good rate of speed. You know, somehow, I don't know if he had a seatbelt on or what, but his legs were, he was almost like in a squatting position underneath the dashboard where it had been pushed up so he couldn't get out. They had to cut both the doors off the car and with the jaws of life and all that stuff. The fire department, you know, had to get out there and do their thing. He took a ride in the helicopter to the hospital. The thing is about this car, when I was doing my part of the investigation now, I go to the passenger side, and it's like a slide lock. This dude had taken like a lock that you would use to keep a screen door or a little small gate or something or anything like that closed. The kind of, you know, little latch slide where you got it and part slides into the other part. He had this drilled into his car, and that's what he was using to keep his passenger door closed. You can see where he had been using duct tape on it before that, because you can see the marks of it. But yeah, this guy, I'm gonna put the picture up. This motherfucker had a gate lock holding this motherfucking car door closed. So seriously doubt he had full coverage insurance on his vehicle. He had out-of-state plates, so, but I couldn't find insurance on it. But yeah, it was, this motherfucker had a gate lock holding his fucking car door closed. I said, we'll post a picture, we'll put it up on Facebook and Paula and our Twitter account, and if y'all want to, you need to go look at it. Because when I showed Bam that, she said, "What the fuck is that?" I'm like, "That's the dude's car door lock." She thought I was fucking lying at first, but no, I wasn't. Now, I have had one a long time ago. I don't think I might have pictures somewhere. I have to find it or whatever. We pulled this guy over and talking about doors of the car. This motherfucker had written on his car door handle, where you open the car door handle, it was written in there like permanent Sharpie or something. And it said, "Key goes here," with the little arrow going to where you put the key in the car door. I'm like, if you're so fucking stupid, you need written instructions on where to put the damn key just to unlock the fucking door. I hope to God you're not driving that motherfucker, because Jesus Christ, right? I mean, it's bad enough nowadays. They got to fucking put warning labels on fucking like dish soap and Tide Pods and stuff, do not eat. When I was growing up, we just kind of knew you don't eat shit that you wash your clothes with, or, you don't drink bleach, shit like that. But he had it. I might try to look it up. I think it's on an old phone or something. I might have something. I'll have to see if I can find it. If I can, I'll put it up. But yeah, this guy had that written on his car. I think Pedro and Hops might have been on that stop from the old apartment I used to work at. So that was people will do what them things people do, the strangest things. People will do the most fucked up things too. No, I usually don't do this a lot of times when I'm just by myself, but I'm going to talk about this little news story. I'm not going to read the whole entire article because I was earlier, and it's extremely long. This is on the LET site. And, let me see. Jenna Curran wrote it November 10th of this year. Anyway, it's called Minneapolis Council voted to abolish police. They're now asking agencies to assist with the violent crime spike. Said the same city council members that recently voted to abolish the entire Minneapolis Police Department is now considering bringing officers from other jurisdictions to help tackle the spike in violent crime and officer shortage. Okay, y'all voted to get rid of the fucking cops, right? Now y'all are bitching about the crime. So the mayor and the city council, they moved forward to approve the plan, and then officers from Hampton, I guess, County or something, and Metro Transit Police would temporarily work for the city. Said these additional officers would primarily help in responding to only violent 911 calls. John Elder, a spokesman for the Minneapolis Police, said that the officers would form a joint enforcement teams, JETs, which the city has relied on in the past to particularly help in areas where violence was spiking. Said they're not going to have these guys, out taking bicycle theft reports and shit like that. They work the high crime areas. They said the city would then reimburse the sheriff's office and Metro Transit Police for the officers they supply. The total cost is an estimate to be somewhere around $497,000, which would be taken out of the city's contingency fund. Didn't you just cut the fucking police? Y'all voted to cut it. And that would only be for like a month or through the end of the year or something. So it's like a month and a half, and it's going to be almost $500,000. But y'all wanted less cops. You got less cops. So they're barely able to cover the shifts that they have and really can't allot additional police officers for on-duty shifts. So they got to vote it. They voted past it, and it's got to go through some other people, blah, blah, blah. It says around 20% of the officers have filed for duty disability in the department. Almost 200 officers have sought duty disability in order to leave the police department, and went on to cite the reasons as post-traumatic stress disorder from the violent riots. 50 of those officers were present on May 28th when the 3rd Precinct was overrun by rioters and burned to the ground. An attorney, Ron Muser, who handles mostly disability claims for the Police Department Federation, said that 75 of those officers were placed under doctor's orders not to return to work as they underwent treatment for symptoms that was consistent with the post-traumatic stress. So the cops that were at that precinct that burned down said they did not feel they were going to come home that night. Some officers were texting their families goodbye, and others were saving a bullet in case they needed to take their own life rather than being beaten to death. It's fucking ridiculous. And they wonder in Minneapolis. Like I said, this is a super long story. So they usually supposed to, that police department requires 730 employees, and they don't have that amount anymore. So they ever since they did that voting shit, the city has since struggled to combat a wave of violent crime, recording an astounding 73 homicides this year. They actually took, I think later on here it was like 1.1 million that they took out of the police budget, and they started let me find the name of this, a civilian group they started with this money called the Violence Interrupters. And the only thing they're armed with is knowledge and tasked with identifying and mediating conflicts before they become violent. The intention of this was to actually stop the violence and stop the guns from being shot so that the police didn't even have to show up in the first place. These are grown folk. You think they need somebody telling them they shouldn't be doing this? And anyway, however, violence has continued to increase in the city that has already defunded its police and is seeking to slash police funding even more. It also says it appears now that that group they worked have been put on hiatus. That they tried to help between the police, telling people just listen to police and go home, and that didn't work out well for them either because the mob didn't like it. The violence interrupters. So yeah, they're armed with knowledge. I guarantee they're gonna be armed getting hurt when they get the shit beat out of them or shot at. Anyways, this goes on. The main thing is Minneapolis politicians voted to defund the cops. We don't want cops. We want to abolish the police. They want them gone. And now they're fucking bitching because their violence and homicide rate. What they thought it was going to be kumbaya in that motherfucker. Everybody's going to be running around in fucking little sundresses and fucking whatever, and throwing flowers and daisies at each other. No, the bad guys know that the cops ain't coming, and they're gonna do bad guy stuff. I mean, that's just common sense. I don't know. Does it take a politician in Minneapolis? None of them have fucking common sense. It don't really seem like it, does it? And if I was working one of these other departments, and they're like, "Hey, you want to go make some extra money and help them?" Fuck that. I'm not going to help them. I don't know which cops would go help them. Because obviously if you're getting some shit over there and something does happen and God forbid one of them has to pull a trigger on somebody, no matter what color they are, they have to pull a trigger on anybody, the fucking news media is going to make it look like you're, Hitler reincarnated and you were just out there hunting people wanting to kill them. That's what you got dressed and said, I'm going out to kill some motherfuckers today. Even though you're not. So who's going to want to, I'd be like, no, I ain't going fucking over there. I wouldn't even be shopping in fucking that city if I lived in that area. I'm be a cop and volunteering to go help them out for overtime. Nah, fuck them. Nope. They made they made that big shit sandwich. They didn't start eating it themselves. You defunded your cops, and now you want to borrow cops from somewhere else? You got yourself in this shit sandwich. Figure it out. Send your violence interrupters out there. Send your little social workers out there. See how that shit's working out for you. So, anyway, that's a story. Just on a little rant there, didn't I? Can't help myself. Y'all ought to know that if you listen to me by now. But that's some stupid motherfuckers over there. Minneapolis mayors and councilmen, aldermen, whatever the fuck they have. Yeah, we defunded the police. We would abolish them. Oh, Mr. Sheriff man over there, could you please send us some police? Because these people are just shooting each other left and right, and nonviolence interrupters go out there and they just don't listen to them. They're fucking duh. I mean, come on. Okay. Enough of that. Trying to keep myself from going back at it. Can't help myself sometimes. Just want to just jump right back over there into it. Anyway, let's go to another story. I think it's the last one. Getting close to the end, people. Hold on. Hadn't been that rough of a ride. This happened Thursday night, so it wasn't that long ago. I'm recording this Sunday night, basically. Probably going to be, it's 6:39 Sunday, so time I finish this, it'll be getting dropped. So if you do listen to it tonight, right off hot off the press. Hot off the internet wave, however that shit works. Well, Saturday night, not Saturday night, this was on Thursday night. It was probably about 6:15, 15 hours. Got a car, 78 and 60. Okay, I'm going to pull him over, pull out. I'm in my unit because it's dark as, a coal miner's ass out there right now because of this great time change shit. Just the stupidest shit ever. They just need to leave it one way or another. Fucking dark, pitch ass black at 5:30 now. But I pull out, get behind them, turn on my red and blues, and most people slow down, put a blinker on them, and know they're about to pull over or something. Well, nope, we're still going. He slowed down to like 60, which was the speed limit. I'm still behind him, so I activate my siren, and he speeds back up to 70. Okay, so I'm behind him for about a mile. I'm like, all right. Like, this guy's not going to fucking pull over. Because, even if you, in the area where we were at, just very, very, dark, nothing around. I'm like, people ought to know, if you're worried, turn your flashers on, slow down, indicate to me that you do intend to stop. Then I will know, I know what you're doing, because I've been doing this a long time, and most other cops will know too. Turn your flashers on and slow down. Even roll your window down and point up ahead. Oh, okay. They're just worried about the location. I will follow you, with my lights on, of course, to a safer, better lit location if that makes you happy. No problems whatsoever. No issues with it. Totally understand. You don't speed up. He didn't do any of this stuff. So we're still going. So at this point, Keith Mike, call dispatch, let them know. I run the plate and tell them I got one that's not stopping. Well, there's a female deputy that was working in the area. She said when I keyed that Mike and she heard me call dispatch, she heard them sirens in the background. She was like, oh, shit. Because I think my first chase I got into out there, the other one was a hell of a lot faster. So anyway, I say I'm chasing him. When technically, I guess it is a chase. Our top speed got up to 70 and the speed went 60. Anyway, that went on for, I don't know, I'm going to approximate at 7-8 miles. He finally, he finally stops at this gas station. Of course, I stop, I let dispatch know, hey, we stopped here. The female deputy was close. She was, I think she was maybe 30 seconds behind me after we got them stopped. If that long, I don't even know if it's on. I let dispatch know where we were at. Advised them to 1033 the net, which means hold the dispatch channel for emergency traffic only, which would be me or anybody else on my scene in case I need it. That's all the other units know. If you need to talk on radio, go to the channel 2 or something like that. Anyway, I did the whole felony stop on them. You know, put your hands out the windows, open it, you know, with your left hand on the outside, keep your hands up, walk backwards, yada, yada, yada. We were at a store, so people came outside. I yelled at them to go back in the store because they would have been in my crossfire if something would have happened. Anyway, the other deputy gets there. I watch him. She cuffs him. We search him. I cleared the car, made sure the woman was in there. We put him in the back of her unit. We could smell the light odor of marijuana coming out. It wasn't real strong. You could tell if he had some in there, it was very little, or he had smoked some recently in there. We asked him. He's like, "Oh, I had no weed in there. I just smoked it." But anyway, we searched the vehicle. Well, I found some shake in the console. Big deal. I mean, it is misdemeanor, but it's just bullshit. I'm not doing that bullshit on some shake. Anyway, in the passenger front seat, you know, on the back of the seat, they have them pockets built in where you can put, I don't know, whatever in them. Well, I'm digging through there, and I found an extended pistol magazine, like one of them 60 rounders. I'm like, well, okay. So I told him, I said, "Hey, I got this big, you know, magazine right here." It's like, so where there's magazines, common sense, there's got to be a fucking gun somewhere, right? There's got to be a gun. Why would you just carry this big, long magazine around? So I go back. I call dispatch, you know. I wanted a CH, criminal history run, you know. Well, they come back. He's a convicted felon. Hell, this motherfucker just got off of probation or parole, whichever one it was, I don't remember, just not even a whole year ago. Well, almost, but I mean, he just got off in somewhere in 2019. If it was a year, it was barely a year. For what? The same motherfucking thing. He's a convicted felon in possession of a firearm. Louisiana law, you can get up to 10 years, minimum of 5, period. And he just been, I'm sure a judge is going to look at that and say, well, motherfucker needs to do hard time this time. I think they gave him a break on some probation last time. Anyway, I go to him and I'm like, "This, where's the gun?" "Oh, good. I'm like, "Well, what's this for?" "All right. Motherfucker's either stupid or he just still high. He done fried his fucking brain small and weed he done smoke." So I go back. And anyway, I look, and I'm not gonna lie. I am, like I said before, I'm not a narcotics guy. I'm not I know how to search a car, but I don't know how to look, you know, for secret compartments and all that shit like that. I ain't been through any of that training. I mean, we even pulled the back seat out of it. Went through every little fucking piece of shit trash in that trunk and stuff like that. Because if y'all don't know, most people that have shit in their car, like drugs or illegal guns or anything like that, there's a whole bunch of other shit in their car. Just trash, just nastiness that's in their car. I think they do it on purpose because they know that we don't really want to have to dig through this shit because it's nasty. They have empty food containers. It's just gross. Anyway, I searched. The other female deputy, she searched. Her partner comes over. Well, he's looking too. You know, like we searched, but you're more than welcome to go through it. He's looking. A trooper came by. We had him doing a field sobriety on him. In case if he was intoxicated and the trooper wanted the DWI stat, I was going to give it to him. Just shit we do. And the other deputy, other UP guy, he hollers, he done found a fucking gun in there, 40 caliber, semi-auto, with a full clip, non-chambered, and, you know, had the big extended, you know, clip in the back, magazine, however you want to call it. It was up underneath. Now, I had yanked on this fucking part of the dashboard, too. Believe it or not, when I was under there, just checking to see what it was. It was underneath that, under the steering wheel. They got the plastic part of the dashboard, more cosmetic and stuff. Well, he found 2, because you just got them little plastic push things that hold shit up in there. Well, he found they had you could almost thumb it, they had changed the thing on it. When you popped them open with your thumbs, it just kind of opened up like a door downwards, and it's a naturally occurring compartment, but they made it accessible. The gun was right up in there. So Mr. Mann went to jail for convicted felon possession of a firearm, a few other traffic charges and stuff. The stupid part of the story is if he would have just pulled the fuck over, because his plates were good, his driver's license was good, his paperwork in the car was good, he even had insurance on the car. If he would have just pulled the fuck over, I would have no grounds to search his vehicle for a gun, no suspicion of it unless he started reaching for something. I made a comment about the marijuana smell, most likely, yeah. But I would have gave him a speeding ticket, and he would have been on his way home. Instead, he went to jail. He's probably still in jail if anybody hasn't posted up his bond yet, because, you know, I mean, I'm sure it's a felony. It's going to be at least $25,000 unless the judge decides to lower it. Remember on other episodes, I think I talked about, you know, I guess guilty conscience, making stupid decisions. Somebody, I don't remember if it's a girlfriend or sister, some female pulls up. Well, he called her while I was behind him, and she's like, well, he was scared to stop in this location. I said, well, he just turned his flashers or something on, he'd been fine. Yeah, but he's scared of the police too. I said, so he's so scared of it, he's going to run. Now he has police pointing guns at him while we're getting him out of the car, which is way fucking more dangerous than if he had just pulled over. And I explained to him, I said, if he had pulled over, he would have got a speeding ticket. He'd be at home eating freaking McDonald's right now or something. Instead, now he's sitting in a freaking cell. So she was really nice. Instead of towing the vehicle, which I could have done, I went ahead and let her and one of her family members come get the car so it wouldn't cost them any more money. And that was because when she came up there and I did speak to her, she was nice, she was polite, and she understood why we did what we had to do and why he was going to jail. She was not argumentative. And so I, you know, if she'd have come up there being a total bitch or a cunt, I said, no, y'all ain't getting that car. Fuck y'all. I'd have it towed. But since she was a decent human being, I treated her back as a decent human being and not cost her family any more money that was already going to cost them. Go back to the first two people I stopped with their fucking bad, nasty ass attitudes. Yeah, well, that's what happens. All right. So that was my week this past week. I hope y'all had good weeks. I do have another story, but I'm not telling it today because I'm getting just a little long-winded in here. We will save that for this coming up next episode. I'll probably be recording early since Bam's got to go to a wedding in Tennessee. But it's police related, but not me related. It actually goes from an incident that happened with my in-laws, and we had to call the cops. So it's quite funny. I think it was funny. Bam thought it was funny. It was funny on what happened there. She's over here shaking her head no, but now she's shaking her yeah. So make her damn mind up. She's too busy playing her game. Anyway, oh, by the way, like I said, Og Pimp, buddy, another fist knock to you. Be careful. Don't let that young girl put you in the hospital or nothing. Anyway, we're going to close this up. It's a good church session, I think. Pretty good. Hey, like I said, if you know anybody or you are corrections officer, dispatcher, fireman, first responder, EMT, paramedic, cop, reserve, would like to be a guest, we'll keep it anonymous. Shoot an email, hit us up on Facebook, anything like that. We'll talk on the phone or however, and see if you want to do it. Offer is out there. As usual, you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Parler, MOTORCOP Chronicles Podcast. On Twitter, at MotorC. Send us email, stuff like that. Or our email address, MotorCop Chronicles Podcast at gmail.com. Oh, we are also on YouTube. She's shaking her head at me. Oh, we just got on YouTube. I'm not used to saying it. Excuse me. Bam. These damn producers. Without me, she wouldn't even have a job right now. I think I might just cut her pay. Because I don't pay her nothing. I might cut that down to minus nothing. I'm the talent, damn it. Anyway, stop fucking around. Glad y'all came to listen to all the people that do listen to me and enjoy it. I appreciate y'all. Oh, loads. I can't even say how much. I'm glad y'all decided to listen to me. And everybody, remember to always smile, because the Iceman could always be behind you.
I'm cranking up on the throttle. This is how legends are made.